Page of Wands that need to be free. So you feel like you need to be free from this situation. And being free from it is going to take work on yourself and being more optimistic and being more confident, as I said earlier. But you have that conflict with yourself and your surroundings, and you feel like it's restricting you a lot. Mm-hmm. So it's important to keep in mind these other cards so that you can escape this fear, this restricting identity. But yeah, so on the bottom, this card is very similar to the Page of Wands, even just looking at it here, which further expresses that message of you need to look out and find other things to do and find other things that will keep you happy and creative during this time. So the Two of Wands here, this means finding balance and making sure you're always choosing the right path. So yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got nothing.
Did you have any questions that you wanted to be answered, or was anything sort of unclear?
No, I think it was pretty clear, and I really don't know what I could ask you, Amelia. Thank you.
I got a question, Pam. Did you take notes? You guys can join the conversation now if you want to do your 2 cents, because I'm going to be asking the new participants to introduce yourselves.
I did.
Okay, that's what I thought you were doing. I was like, dude, is she getting a reading and she's picking her text up? And then I was like, no, I think about it. She's all brainy and stuff. I mean, she's probably sitting there with a notebook, writing the cards and stuff so you can go back and research them later. See? So that was pretty awesome.
That was really cool.
Yes. The new people that joined us today, I think we're only on audio only. I don't even know, but I hope people are enjoying
see pictures.
That was so
I see
awesome.
pictures.
I mean, no, I'm talking about on the broadcast itself, because we're trying to link. It's crazy. We're trying to learn technology, but he is recording it. So therefore, if it's not on air now, it will be later. So thank you. That was a great participant. I think that was a really in-depth reading, and you're so beyond your years. You're an old soul. And so we got Val, and we got Pookie. Val is Pam's daughter. Pookie is my aunt. And Pookie has to go get a tooth drilled on, which I can't even believe that you have to go out in public and get dental work at this time. I wondered if that was essential, but people can die from teeth.
It's essential because my tooth hurts. And I'll be the only one. And I'll be the only one in the office. I had this planned like 2 months ago.
Okay. All right. I mean, but I don't want you to be in pain. So good luck with that. And you've met Amelia, just not recently. She's been over at the Marcolinis. So that's Jen's kid, her middle daughter.
Amelia.
So if you remember Aunt Gina from the Marcolinis, she's now going to be a reader. So then we mute all the other ones while she reads, and then you and she can correspond with her, and then we'll get back after she's done.
I want to give some cash. How can I do that?
Oh, I'm sorry. We do have Venmo.
Is there a oh, okay. Jen Thurston.
So if you have Venmo, Jen Thurston is taking it on behalf of Amelia. And if you see what I put there, I put Amelia's reading. I know it's backwards probably. So mom is taking care of her. And if you just tag it as Amelia, I gave $5 suggested donation. But, you know, if you're poor and you're just having fun, no big deal either. But why not monetize on this? Okay, so don't worry about Venmo now. Get your reading, will you, girl?
Okay.
Get going on.
Hey, before you mute me, Amelia, can you put the cards really close? Because I can't hardly see them. Like when you're talking about them, like you're beautiful and I love looking at you, but I want to see the card pictures.
And keep them up there at the camera for a little bit longer, too, so that we can really get a look at it. You did wonderful. I was like, you were professional on that.
That's my only refresh.
But Val, you're in charge of muting yourself. Could you have a mute button on the bottom?
All right.
I'm talking. I'm in a group right now. Dave's wondering who I'm talking to.
Let him sit in. If he wants to hear your reading. Oh, okay. Bye.
All right. Do you have a lucky number or a number that you see often? If you don't, it's all right. Just
I like 6.
6. Okay.
It's nice to see you, Lisa.
All right.
Hello, Scott Owen.
Hi. Hi, how's everybody?
Good, good.
Good.
Sorry, I'm back. Coffee was calling.
Mute yourself, Jen, on the readings.
She did.
And that's Scott Owen, by the way. He's Papa, and you all know him because he's runs the radio station. So we're trying to figure all this out. This is new stuff for us.
Papa.
Hi, everybody.
Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you see me?
Thank you, Barbara Streisand.
All right. So the cards that came out. First, you had the King of Swords. There we go. Okay.
Sounds like.
Then the next was Ace of Swords.
Uh-oh.
Usually people
Sounds like a
will
fight.
get usually people will get reoccurring signs. So there's pentacles, swords, wands, and cups. And usually people just fit into those different kind of personalities. I know Lisa always gets pentacles every time I read her. So for you getting 2 swords, that's no surprise. And usually people have patterns like that. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles. This one jumped out of the deck for you. All right, so I'm going to start with the Ace of Swords for you. So aces are kind of like new beginning cards. They start off the whole deck of cards, and it's kind of like you are ready for a new opportunity and you're kind of charging in with a new kind of energy. And so the Ace of Swords are kind of like mind, speculation, logic, courage. They can deal with your career or your communication with other people. But it's kind of like putting your mind in front of your heart, kind of listening to what your head is saying. And so the Ace of Swords is thinking before you act. And this could mean in terms of sort of overcoming some kind of great force in your life. You are really analyzing how that is affecting you and thinking of how you can overcome it and then acting on that instead of acting on, impulse or through your heart. You're really thinking about it. And this can open up new opportunities and solutions for you. And now I think that the Ace of Swords and the King of Swords are really pairing together this whole ideal, because if you want these new opportunities and you want to kind of come forward with this thinking and then acting type feel, you have to behave like the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is someone who is kind of like an older self, whereas earlier we had the Page, which was more of the young at heart. This is more of someone who's wise beyond their years, and someone that people can turn to for help. someone who just seems to know everything that is going on or knows how to solve issues, is very smart and like I said, very wise. Someone who has some kind of authority over what's going on in their lives and knows how to handle things, and just has good intuition a lot of the times. But the King of Swords is, again, someone who's very truthful, someone who wants justice for people and wants to help people, and is always looking to overcome any sort of obstacle. On the other side of that, you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is kind of like opposites attract in a way. So you have these two sides of your personality that sort of pair together to help you in situations. So the Queen of Pentacles is more of a nurturing type personality, whereas the King of Swords is someone who's always looking to help, but sort of indirectly. They're looking to stop the bad things from happening, whereas Queen of Pentacles is more nurturing the good things, if that makes sense. So the Queen of Pentacles is, again, an older self, an authority figure, someone who has control of what's going on. And more specifically with the Queen of Pentacles, this is someone who is very successful and wants success for other people and is willing to help and care for other people's needs. And it's not just caring, but it's caring in a practical way. So especially right now, there's only so much that we can do in person to care for people. So we're thinking of practical ways to be there for other people, which is really important. So I think just remembering that you can still be with people during this time, and people can still be with you. You can still have meaningful relationships with people online or whichever way you choose, but just knowing that if you put your best thought forward, you can overcome any obstacle and nurture yourself through whatever is happening. On the top here, you have, again, another sword card. This is 5 of Swords. So I can tell you're a very sword personality. This would mean, again, someone who's very mind-oriented, someone who's always willing to help other people in any way. And the 5 of Swords is what I like to call a winning through card. So any 5s basically mean that you have just encountered a situation, or you're in a situation right now where you are going to come out of it all right. Whatever happens, you are going to win. So this guy he just fought these 2 people, coming off the imagery here, and now he has all of their swords. So the imagery on these cards is very powerful. So basically this is telling that no matter what happens, you are going to come out stronger than you were before. And it's all about just being patient and, again, using your mind to kind of think things through. How am I going to plan each day, or how am I going to overcome this obstacle? And in the end, you will win through. And this card is also, I like to describe it as not letting other people control what you do, not letting other ideas or circumstances or things get in the way of what you value and what you would like to do. So it's all about taking charge of your life and kind of sticking up for yourself. And then let's look at the bottom of the deck here. Okay. So I'm going to take out these 3, 4. Okay. All right. So sometimes cards come out together, and it's because they have similar meanings and they work well together. So when one card comes out, usually its little buddy comes with it to help explain better. So I'm just going to show you this card jumped out at me. This is the Fool. And a lot of people see this card and they think that it means you're behaving like a fool, but it's actually, it's not like that at all. So basically the Fool is someone who is looking for kind of like a fresh start. They are wanting to be very adventurous. This is the very first card in the deck, so it's someone who has a fresh mind, someone who wants to kind of take a new journey of their life. They want new possibilities, they want good change, and they have just an amazing energy about them. Someone who is always just kind of free-spirited and going with the flow, and just a great energy. And I think really what these cards are telling, again, I think with the coronavirus, the cards really want to talk about that a lot. But they're trying to tell you that no matter what is happening right now, you can still have good things come to you. You can still have new opportunities. You can still go on adventures in different ways than you used to before, maybe. But you can understand things at a different level now. And it takes a lot of strength to get through anything right now, but just know that that you have, if you don't have the strength in yourself, you have the strength in other people, and they'll remind you of that. And this strength card came up for you. So I think it's really interesting. I think that's probably going to be an underlining message in everyone's, just to be strong right now and understand that right now it seems like the world isn't working for us very well. You know, like it's not feeling like we're getting what we're supposed to be getting. But the world still is kind of having a good control of everyone's life, and it seems like everyone is still being watched over and cared for by whoever. But yeah, just sticking strong and trying not to get tied to any sort of negative mindsets or even just negative like schedules or thought patterns or anything that may be kind of keeping you down. Just trying to erase those from your life, if that makes sense. So yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm looking for a new house, and I'm very disappointed. Can't find anything I want to move to. So.
And you're also so adventurous. This is the woman that is one of my heroes in my life, because she went to Paris alone. This is who I live my life. And I don't know if you knew that, like young and single, I'm not young anymore, but that's why I'm in charge, and I just do the things I want to do instead of waiting for somebody and then miss out on them. And so you're one of my biggest inspirations. So when it does come to adventure, that's her middle name. You're like a pro, Amelia. Was that a good reading or what? Killing me, Smalls.
The Fool is very much like new adventures, and someone who, like, it reminds me of myself, someone who's very much kind of like, well, I'm just going to go at this on my own and just have
She thinks she's just going to go backpack. She's just going to get in a backpack. She's going to go backpack, Amelia. I could see that. But we're like, you need money and safety.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
But talk to Aunt Janet. She'll tell you about backpacking. Thanks for coming on. And if you do leave us, I understand, because I know you have issues that you got to take care of.
Love you, Lisa.
I love you, babe.
Hope your teeth is better.
The next one that we have up for the reading is Val. And we might not be able to do everybody, but Jen lives with the reader, and I can get on Zoom and do this anytime. So it's not going to hurt my feelings. I love it. She's giving about 12 to 15 minutes a read, and it's really in-depth and delicious, and I don't want her to change her ways. So everybody cool? Yeah, let's do this. Bye.
All right. Do you have a lucky number or a number that you see a lot?
52.
52.
Mommy, come on.
All right. Ooh, okay. Awesome. All right. So the first one is Knight of Cups.
Knight of Cups.
And then the second one is Five of Cups.
All these cups.
Yep. You are a very cup person. I'll explain it in a second. but
Okay.
that it's perfect for you. And then this one is Seven of Swords. And then I went ahead and I already looked at these cards made me happy. So I already looked at the ones that were on the top and bottom because I really wanted to see what was going to be there. This one was on the top, and this one is actually my favorite card of all time. It's the 10 of Cups, so another cup card. And then this one was on the bottom. This is the 3 of Pentacles.
Ooh.
All right, so I'm going to start with the 5 of Cups.
Okay.
So I said earlier, I'll put it back up there in a second, but I said earlier that the 5s were like the winning through cards. So something is happening to you in your life right now, and you have to remember that you can get through it. So the cup cards are dealing with emotion. So the wands were more creativity, the swords were more logic, but the cups are emotion. They are dealing with family life and love, friendships, your environment, healing, and your heart, those types of things.
Yeah.
So with people that get more cups, they're more of an emotional person. They're more, they're the type of people that can understand how others are feeling very well. They're very empathic, and their water runs very deep, I guess. So with this 5 of Cups, this person is looking at these 3 cups right here that are tipped over. And there's 2 cups over here that are still standing, but this person is not looking at those. They're looking at the ones that are knocked over. So even with just the picture alone, you can tell that this is describing someone who has just had something happen to them, and they're maybe looking at the negatives. They're constantly kind of focused on the bad things that are happening or that have happened, and they're not able to turn around and see the positives. And that's something that is easy to get caught up in. It's easy for a lot of us to forget about the positive things.
Right.
So this is all about ending. Really, this is about ending the bitterness that may have happened, kind of parting ways with those negative feelings and trying to aim higher, aiming for more positivity, aiming for better relationships with people, or better thought patterns in your mind, and just trying to aim higher and see those better things. So really, you should mend anything that's happening right now and just kind of look at the good things. And some cards help explain others or different aspects of other cards, and I think this card is helping to explain why it might be hard for you to move forward. So this is the 7 of Swords, and swords are more mind and speculation. And so maybe you feel like you can't move forward because you're thinking too much about it. It's too much on your mind. And you may feel like you you're caught up in it and you have things that you still haven't thought about or that still haven't been rounded up quite yet. So with this one, this guy is moving forward and he's got 5 swords, but he's still looking back at 2. That is similar imagery to this person who's looking back at these ones. So this is further explaining that card. This is someone who feels like they can move forward, but they're always kind of looking back at something, wondering if that is going to be cleared up or what's going to happen with that. They're caught up in how events are going to play out. But you have to remember that you don't really have control over those things most of the time. So it's really up to you to just kind of let it be and just kind of move forward and let things play out how they're going to play out. If there's something that you feel like is maybe left behind in the past, maybe it's best to just leave that behind and just move forward. Then you have, I'm going to show this one. This was at the bottom. This is 3 of Pentacles. And Pentacles are someone who is very practical. This is someone who it's very important for them to have stability, have a good environment, organization, like as far as finances and things like that. It's very important for them to have those things in line. And the 3 of Pentacles is someone who has been working on something for a very long time. And it is a huge opportunity in their life. And they're finally being able to show that off to people. They're finally finishing and they're finally being able to say, this is what I have created. And so it's all about just putting your labor forward and working on something that is meaningful and understanding that that is something beautiful and worthwhile and then showing it off to people. So this is kind of like a reminder that, you know, right now you may feel like you're not doing anything or you haven't seen any fruits of your labor or what's happening, but understand that you have a lot to be proud of and a lot to be thankful for and grateful for. And there are more things coming to you. And so,
Awesome. I like that one.
yeah.
Hang on,
The
stop.
Knight of Cups. Knights are the pages were the younger years and the more adventurous people. The Knights are kind of a bit more older version of that. So this is someone who is kind of looking for ways to develop their lives a little bit more and settle some things down. And so the Knight of Cups is someone who, this is typically describing just someone's personality usually. So this is someone who's very dreamy and idealistic, very kind of spiritual and romantic, and someone who just sees a very loving side of everything. And this person really likes to bring that into other people's lives too. And, you know, when I always think if there's a Knight of Cup somewhere in my life, it always seems like they're too good to be true. Like they're just so nice and so loving that you think like, how can they possibly be like the nicest person ever? But that's true. I totally think this is you. But this is someone who's just constantly writing in to just be at someone's favor and always bringing kindness and love to them. So I think that's a great attitude to bring into this time too, just constantly appearing at situations like with this love and this beauty and admiration for things.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful.
And then
I'll strive to be that person.
Oh, good. So with that kind of energy in mind, you have this card that was at the top of the deck, the 10 of Cups.
Okay.
So this
like
is
a rainbow.
yeah, this is, like I said, this is one of my favorite cards. So the 10s are as high as it gets, and they're considered the completion cards. So you feel like even if you're not physically finished with something or finished with a part of your life, you feel like you are at peace with however it is. You feel like you are happy with how things have ended up or with the life that you're living, and you feel grateful regardless of what you have or what you don't have. It's just a feeling of ultimate gratitude and love. And so the 9 of Cups, which you didn't get, but if you did, that card would explain someone who is having a lot of things around them and feels like they have everything, but they're still missing something, and that's probably happiness or gratitude or something like that. But when you have the 10 of Cups, this person's now the opposite. They, regardless of what they have it all because they have happiness and love and things like that. So you can see this is like,
even with those 7 of Swords, the one that has all those, swords and the burden and stuff. Those go together.
Yeah, this is all just kind of showing you that regardless of the negative things that have happened, you still have everything, because if you keep that happiness and that love and that gratitude, it doesn't matter what goes wrong. It's all about what goes right. And
yes.
so even here you have this little family, this 2 kids.
It's mom and dad and daughters.
Yes. So that's cool.
Yeah. Where's Nana and Papa?
Downstairs. That was great.
Oh my God, I loved it. I loved it. And that is the person I strive to be every day. And I always fall short, but every day is a new day. So.
And we have to be human and be gentle with ourselves too, knowing that it's not going to happen overnight.
I
And
don't
if
think
we
you
get
fall
up the
short.
next day and try again, even if we
don't
fail,
live with
we
me.
tried.
Remember that?
Resting bitch face. I know you for a long time. You got fooling me. I was over there busting a gut when she was talking about loving kindness, and all I could think about was resting bitch face. I'm just kidding.
Or the T-shirt that Jen used to love throwing in my face.
You don't even know.
What
There's some shit going
I
on.
love
We have
my
some
attitude problem.
Oh,
What was it?
remember that back in the day?
What T-shirt?
Oh God.
You don't
She can't
remember? I love my attitude problem.
Oh yeah. I wish you still had that. That was funny.
I say we've got time for one more reading, and I don't mind I don't mind if we get a private one for me later. Let's read your mom.
No.
And so you can why?
Come
Do,
on. Good.
Well, I thought, isn't there somebody else on that wants to do it?
It's just me and you. Papa's on. I don't know if he wants to
Want
do
to do
it.
it?
He's having technical difficulties. What do you want to do? I don't care. You want me to go on?
It doesn't
You
matter.
want to do it?
You only have 10 minutes.
Right.
Let Amelia choose.
You choose.
Lisa,
Where your energy
'cause I
is.
see Mom every day.
Okay, here I go. All right, talk to me. Talk to me,
All right.
Goose.
Thanks, Amelia.
And
I
you-
love you.
Love
And you can
down.
do a condensed version. You don't have to be rushed, though. And I know that I get this all the time, so it's not as much of a novelty to me as it is the rest of the girls. So that's why I wanted to make sure everybody got an opportunity. But I will take that reading.
I always love reading Lisa's because she always gets pentacles, and I love when people just like attract the same energy out of the cards right off the bat. Knight of Pentacles was at the bottom. So let's see if you get pentacles again. I'd be interested to
Probably, because I'm sending you my chi.
see.
Wish that was wine. I drank a glass yesterday. I drank a glass yesterday and I had a headache before the buzz was even gone. I'm like, is this worth it? You know? So I said, no, it's not.
Tequila.
Do you guys see me as the person in the microphone too? Am I okay? That's freaking me out, but it's kind of cool.
Oh,
I'm ready,
look
girl.
at this, Lisa.
What?
All right, look at this. You got Temperance,
Ooh, I've never had that one before.
and then you got Page of Pentacles.
Always pentacles. You know what? I always get the
Right.
pentacles, but I've never gotten that one either. And I've gotten red a lot.
Yeah. Then you got Seven of Pentacles.
I think I've had that one before.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think it's still relevant. I love that.
Oh yeah, pentacle this, pentacle that.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's everywhere.
All right, so let me see which one is at the bottom and which one's at the top. Okay. You got.
Why you giggle?
Because you got Queen of Pentacles. And then you got the Moon. Okay.
Ooh,
So
I never.
the Moon is a cool one. So some of the cards are associated with zodiac signs. Sometimes that helps people to kind of understand what the energy is. I think they're. Let's see. Oh, the Star that was gotten earlier. That is like Aquarius energy. But the Moon is Pisces. So I'll talk about it later, but this is kind of that Pisces energy, if that helps you understand it in a different way. But first you have Temperance. So this one is pretty straightforward. This is trying to find balance and harmony in your life. Having not too much of something, not too little of something. Just trying to figure out what is right for you and just being in a healthy state of mind, state of body, healthy environment, everything. Just trying to give yourself what's best. And another thing with this is you kind of have to accept what you don't have control of. Just accept the fact that you can't change some things and just try and sort of balance it out from there. So whatever you can't change, just try and find balance from it. And yeah, it's a pretty straightforward card. It's just, trying to find balance and getting not too much of something, not too little of something.
I gotta tell you that one of the things that happens is, I know you've heard me before, I say like the three little bears, too cold, too hot, and just right. And that's exactly where I want my life, but you have to try the hot stuff. You have to try the cold stuff. But I have an analogy. For some reason, is it okay if we go over, Papa? He's telling me 5 minutes. Can I finish my read? I'll ask him. Keep going. Hold on. He's telling me something. Yes. Okay. Okay. So there's no time limit. Let's just go over a little bit. Thank you, Daddy.
So, Pentacles is like material world, a practical approach, someone who's very secure. It's very much Capricorn energy. So you have that organization, that need to get everything in line. And the Page of Pentacles is, again, Page is someone who it's their younger years. They're more sort of undeveloped self acting. They're very childish mind, but in the best way. Someone who's looking for new opportunities and just looking to do what they want to do and find new things. And the Page of Pentacles is someone who is very hardworking and reliable, someone who's very calm and trustworthy and patient. I think that this energy is coming forward for a reason. This is someone who is very, I don't know, just the way that he's holding this, you can tell this is someone who's just very calm and just waiting for something to happen, just knowing that it's going to be all right. And I think that's an energy that needs to come forward more, because you don't get this card. You haven't gotten this card. This
And
isn't a
patience,
new.
I'm really working on patience. That's like my thing, you know, like, and I'm not doing very good in the quarantine at this point, but I try to, and I've lost all patience, and I figure there's no rules in quarantine anyway, but I'm going to work on myself.
I see this card as someone who's kind of just quietly working on something. So you may have been expressing what you're doing lately, but I feel like this is someone who is just kind of hidden with what they're trying to do. It's just something that they're trying to accomplish by themselves, and they don't really, rely on other people to help them. It's just something personal that they're trying to accomplish, is what I see this card as. So you're just waiting for what you have coming for you to come. And that brings us into this card, which is, this is 7 of Pentacles. And this is someone who, like I said, is waiting for something to happen. So this person has, you assume he's planted these seeds, and he's waiting for them to grow, and he's tending to them and watering them and things like that. But he just has to wait. There's nothing more that he can do. He just has to wait for them to grow. And I think that's the mindset that you have to have right now, that patience, knowing that the seeds are planted and there's nothing more that you have to do. You just have to wait for these things to happen to you, and accept that you can't control how things are going to end up, and things are just going to happen how they're meant to happen. And let's see. This card is also deals with a lot of contemplation. So you're thinking about how things are going to end up, and whether or not you have a role in that and what you should do. But that only gets you so far. So while you're contemplating, just know that things are still happening and you can still do things.
It makes me mad, like as in crazy, because I can't stop thinking.
Yeah. So this card is also like you're growing as a person, and it's kind of hard to recognize that sometimes. Usually, like if you're growing and developing as a person, it takes a while to look back and think, oh, look at how I used to be. But it's tricky to recognize it as it's happening. But just know that you are developing as a person. You are becoming more independent. You're becoming more loving to yourself. You're starting to work things out more and just developing yourself more. And even if you don't notice it, it's happening. And one day you're going to look back and think, look how far I've come. And once that day comes, you'll be thankful. But just know that is always happening. You're always growing, and you're always continuing to get better. So next I'm going to do the Queen of Pentacles. So this one was gotten earlier from someone, but this is someone who's very nurturing. And I think the way to kind of get through this whole, just waiting around is kind of just to nurture yourself. And I think this one is very much self-oriented in this circumstance. This is someone who just needs to think of the practical ways to help themselves and just sort of be there for themselves and try and find some organization and some patience. Again, this card again means patience, and just try and stick to the realities of life, what's really happening, and not about what could happen or what should have happened or anything like that. Just stick to what is really happening and try and enjoy it. And that kind of ties into the Moon card. So the Moon card is kind of like you have some sort of illusion about something. So the reason why this is the Pisces card is because, like, I know my sister's a Pisces. They're very much in the imagination world. They're very much in their heads, and they're always thinking about how things could end up, and thinking of things on a more imaginative sense, I guess. But sometimes they get stuck in illusions. And so this card is explaining that there's some sort of illusion that you have led yourself into. And you might not realize it yet, but that sort of dream world that you have created might not be what is happening, or might not be what you need. And so you have to be able to kind of separate yourself from what you want to happen, and instead live in what should happen, or what will happen, if that makes sense. So
yeah.
The moon is trying to begin the next phase of your life without any expectations. So just drop all the expectations of how things are supposed to be and just move forward. Because that will bring more possibilities and new things for you. And you don't have to worry about how things are going to end up, because they're going to end up all right.
That's what I'm taking this time to do, finding what is good for me. And if it's not, or if it doesn't bring me joy, I'm kind of like doing the Marie Kondo of life, not just stuff.
Yeah.
And everybody can talk now. And I'm very thankful for that, because maybe without this stillness, if I still had opportunity to be distracted, I'd stay in the same old patterns. And I really want to break out of that, because now hindsight, I have all this time to reflect. It wasn't good for me, and the people were shitty, and like, it wasn't good. It was hazardous to my health. It wasn't good for my health. It didn't feel like. And so having this time of being in lockdown, whatever it's called, quarantine, not only I don't have to see those people, but it gives me a reason to just throw away with, that doesn't cost me, and you're going to have conflict, and you're going to have stress, and you're going to have that, but I don't want to invite it into my life anymore. And so if something, that I remove from my life gives me that much less pressure, then I'm good, because I have to take anxiety meds. They're probably in my mailbox right now, because I had asked my psychiatrist, I can't breathe it away. I can't meditate it away, smoke it away. I mean, damn, I need something. So, I mean, I'm just saying, getting real. This is a rough time on your mental illness. If you've had any other kind of mental illness, or maybe you never even had mental illness before, and all of a sudden you're feeling things that you never thought you were feeling, because this is a grieving process. It's also batshit crazy too. Amelia, you were awesome. I've already given your mom $5. I think Aunt Janet's going to give you some money, and there's no pressure, but if you want to throw her $5, that's cool. That means like you did your deed, and now you're professional. We're going to need a 1099 though from you for the IRS. Jen didn't get read, but she lives with her. And then Pam, you wanted to say something to Amelia before we sign off.
I do. I have a question for her. So, Amelia, do you have any, and I don't even know if this is something that you do, but I have been in a conflict with a family member for the past couple of years. And I was just wondering if you see or can determine, is that ever going to be resolved?
I think resolutions are up to you in the end. So it doesn't matter what people are doing on any other side of the story. It matters what you do. So those things could still be going on, but if you've resolved them with yourself, then it doesn't matter anymore. And they can continue going along with that cycle, but it's up to you to kind of solve that with yourself.
Thank
And
you.
and I think about forgiving all the time. I'm the queen of holding grudges, but I also find people are mad at me for the truth that I spoke to them, and then it's like a bizarro world. But forgiving is for you. If you don't forgive, it's like drinking poison but expecting the other person to die. That's what I've always learned about it. And there's some things that I can forgive, and I think I have most of my life, but just think about that, because it burns the fire in your belly of negativity, right?
Well, and here's the thing. I don't know if I guess I am holding on to it, but how do I know if the person that turned his back on me is over it?
Communication.
And
There is
closure.
none. There
You
is
just, you can't,
No.
I mean, you just can't worry about what somebody else is thinking. It's hard enough to worry about our own keeping ourselves straight, but much less them. That's on them. You know, you can't take responsibility for them.
No, you can't.
This has been a great podcast. I don't know if the general public has been, I know we've been having technical difficulties. I'm sure you can probably hear it on the .com, but then, you know, it'll probably play back later. I mean, Papa's over there. He just got more internet boosted and stuff like that so that we could get together. I don't know what he's doing, but it's so hilarious when you end up in the middle there.
I know. Great.
And, you know, somebody had asked, can I do this next week? And as long as me and Papa can get it together, I mean, this was super fun. And I'd love to have you guys back next week because I really don't have shit to do. I don't really have topics.
Amelia, you can make some extra money, girl.
We can read, or we can, if somebody else has something that they want to bring in, if somebody wanted to do a cooking show, mother-daughter could do a cooking.
That'd be fun.
You guys could do it from your kitchen, and you guys could be
You know
together.
what
And
we
that
were
way
thinking about doing? One of those
What?
chop challenges, or like a bake challenge with the family.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Like everybody has to use the same ingredients, and we could see what all food stuff we have, and we could like each person could make up their own thing.
Yeah, but like everybody's already stocked up. They want to give you like a carrot, an onion, and some Worcestershire sauce. Now make something. I mean, it wouldn't be fair because you would have like all the food. But I also want to say Jen was thinking about doing a makeup tutorial. Look, give 2 weeks for that. What do we have?
2 weeks.
I'm just spitting stuff off. We'll talk later, but I don't know. This has just been fun. So I'll invite y'all back next week to BS if you want. You can decline. We can talk during the week and see what's up. But I thought this was fun.
It was
Right?
fun. Thank you, Amelia.
Yes,
No
it was a good
problem.
time. You're a pro. Hey.
Lisa.
Hey, babies.
Hi.
Hey, Devin, get it back there, a Grammy. Yay! Love you guys.
Love ya.
Happy quarantine to you. And you have been listening to Moanin and Lisa's Crooked Smile. Over and out. Don't forget to look, guys, because I don't want to look at you naked later if you keep your axe open.
Oh, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah, hit the axe.
Next.
Love you guys. It should be on your screen like you're getting out of. Valerie, send the girls.
Bye, guys.
Love you guys.